right, we're going to get this party started. Thank you all who are here. So appreciate you taking your time on a Friday afternoon. I am so thrilled to talk to you about the America 250 Idaho Ambassadors Service Challenge. Now, if you don't know, we're celebrating the 250th birthday of our country this year, and what makes a good birthday party are three things. It's a party, obviously. It's a card and it's a present. And there's going to be lots of parties going around. In Boise, I represent the city of Boise on city council. We've got a parade that we're doing and all sorts of fun activities that day. Many other communities are doing that. So there'll be parties, and we have a card, which is we are having Idahoans sign their name to the Declaration of Independence. That's the card. But the real thing is the present and what you bring to the party. And that's what we're here to talk about is how we each can give America a present and also catalog it so that there's a record of it. So we'll be talking about that primarily, and your organizations are critical in this because you're the ones who are making service happen all the time. So what we'll do today is Julie Ellsworth, Treasurer Ellsworth, should be getting on shortly. She is the ultimate party planner on this. So she has been in charge with the state. I'll give you the list of the see if it'll go over. This is the list of the State Service Committee. So you can see there's lots of nonprofit organizations, as well as the treasurer and the secretary, or excuse me, the superintendent of ed, that have been working on many of these things already. What Julie's going to talk to you about is the ambassador program. And then if you haven't seen the potatoes, the spuds, they are pretty amazing. And that has all come from Julie's brain. It's the fun part. I can tell you last year at the 4th of July parade, we were the last float, not always the best after the horses, but we were. And people loved the spuds. And that's all Julie's artistic genius. So she'll talk about those. And then we'll talk about how you can give the best present of all to America. So is Julie here? Do we know? I know she's coming from another meeting. Okay. What we'll do is I'll talk a little bit about the ambassadors, why she comes. So that's how I got involved. I am an America 250 and in Idaho ambassador. I lead this region in the Treasure Valley, and the ambassadors are there to be like the field team for everything. So if you have not signed up to become an ambassador, you are missing out because there's things you can do every month. You'll be in the know about what's happening with America 250 as an official ambassador. And you also get a button. So that's cool too, because everybody wants a button. So the ambassador program is part of what's fueling a lot of the activities. In fact, the beauty of America is that people just came together to do something really hard. And that's what's happening in Idaho is people are coming together independently to do really hard things. So the ambassador program, sign up for that. And then you'll already be an ambassador because you're helping in this effort, but it is the formal portal in which most of the communication is happening. Give me a thumbs up when she's coming. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because I know your time is valuable, and Julie is busy at the Capitol, I'm going to go in and just talk about the service challenge, and then we'll go back to the fun stuff. The reason you are here is because you are already serving in Idaho, and we need your help to catalog that. I know in the city of Boise, our city doesn't exist, our community doesn't exist without you as partners. And so what we're doing is our present to America from the state of Idaho is the America 250 in Idaho Ambassadors Service Challenge. And the goal is to make 250,000 acts of service for America's 250th birthday. Now, if you click on add your kindness, let's see if I change my screen, if it will do it. Actually, we'll just try that. Let's see if this works. Do you see the Idaho Kindness website? Sometimes, when you change screens, I'm getting nods. Thank you. So this is the official webpage of the service challenge. And you can see it's to make history, 250,000 acts of service for America's 250th birthday. This is where you give your present. The present you can give to America is to be present for other people. So you'll see here, you can sign up, you share your impact. Now here's the deal. This just kicked off, but we've got 2,000 and we got 250,000 to go. So We need about 1,000 a day to make the goal. I know we can do that. What we want you to do is to number one, know about what we're doing and to also sign up. So let's have you do that right now. I'm going to click on this and you can see how to do it. You put your name in, you put your email. The qualifications are an intentional act of 30 minutes or more. Now, I know in those parts of Idaho where people have snow, that's happening all the time. But that's the criteria. Now, if we go back to the actual PowerPoint, I think there's a QR code that you can click on. So let me go back to there because that would also be easier to have people look at. So IdahoKindness.com, or here is the QR code. If you have a phone handy, that's something you can do as well. Okay, great. So we have the treasurer, who I said has been leading all of this with such devotion. We are so happy that Julie Ellsworth has been leading this from a state perspective. We're going to kick it over to her to talk about what her office has been doing, and especially about the taters. And then we'll go into a little bit more about how we can recognize your service. All right, Julie, let me get on the right page and you take it away. There we go. Julie, you here?
Yeah, I had to unmute.
Hey. All right.
Okay.
Idaho Treasurer Julie Ellsworth.
Thank you for yielding your time, but this is extremely formal. Okay, I was asked, okay, I am the Idaho State Treasurer. Our office returned $556 million of interest earnings back to you, the Idaho taxpayers. That's my day job. Okay, then the legislature asked me to be on a committee to see that America 250 in Idaho was implemented, that the people felt it. My stated goal on that committee is that I want to be assured that every person in Idaho has been invited to participate, because I believe in making reachable goals and all this stuff. But this is not something where, oh, just watch a movie. We're presenting something to. I want this to be something that is about people. So I'm the creator tater of all those revolutionary spuds. It's the what is it? The Idaho Potato Commission mascot potato, and I turn them into the revolutionary characters. And there's 15 of them. They travel the state. They collect signatures from individuals at all their events. The signatures we've scanned into a huge replica of the Declaration of Independence, and then it has this streamer of all these signatures that people have added to it. And we just keep collecting them to see if we can have a document that will go up Capitol Boulevard, because the fire marshal loves me. No, but these little spuds are my ambassadors, and they are loved. And sometimes things happen in your life when you just have to get out of the way of it, do whatever your skill set is to make it happen. And these spuds are really that. There is a song that has been written that is the theme song for the ambassadors, which all of you, I believe, are ambassadors. The Revolutionary Spuds are the official ambassador mascot. The song is their official song, and the song is wonderful. Did I send it to you, Bryn? Or I will send you a link.
Yeah,
And
it's beautiful, and we can actually send that out with the recording.
yes.
It'll
Yeah.
make your heart flutter. It is
You
beautiful.
know what? I just have to say, all of this was because of ambassadors like you. So we started this ambassador thing, trying to get Idahoans involved, and I think we have about 1,300 now. But after our 4th of July parade, Lucy, an ambassador came in and said, "Julie, we need a song." And so I thought, yes, we do. As I create. And I said, but the song needs to be, and then I start talking with my hands, like I travel all over the state. It needs to be about the Palouse, and it needs to be about the beautiful farm, and she listened to all of it. And then she found a friend, and oh my goodness, it makes me cry, because I think, Wendy and Chad, you wrote a song that was exactly what I felt. And then we professionally had it produced so that it is a video and as a gift to you as Idahoans, and spread it as much as you can, because people should love this. It's connected with the taters. Each of the Revolutionary Spuds has written a little story about the life of the person, narrated a story about the life of the person that they're patterned after. And, this is just a clue. They didn't really write it. I did, because they're potatoes. Okay. So, we understand that. And oh my gosh, I've had so much fun. So I'm raising money to make sure that I can get those in the hands of every child. But they're little booklets. There will be 15 of them because there are now 15 spuds. But let me tell you, so this is not normal. I know that this is not a normal thing, to go to work and be a treasure in the day and then at night turn into a spud creator. Actually, I call myself the creator tater because all the women's spuds are tots, and we will have a music group called the Creator Tater and the Tots. But that I digress. Okay, but I'm watching it and I think they have been the vehicle to establish all these different things going on in the state, all these different ideas, the book clubs and all the stuff. We could go into great detail, but they've been the vehicle for that. And I thought, when is this going to end? I'm at 14 potatoes, and there's so many wonderful stories of revolutionary people that any of them would be deserving. When does it end? Am I going to be making potatoes for the rest of my life? Okay, and so I was pitched the idea of this service challenge. Bren, you were there at the time, Jessica Whiting and Todd Christensen. They came in and they pitched the idea like, we need this big statewide service challenge. I'll tell you what, when I was in that meeting, it was a spiritual meeting. I felt it. Like, this is what Idaho needs, our own challenge. Let's elevate the state the way. Then I went home, thought about it, and Martha Washington was truly the person that won the Revolutionary War, as according to Julie Ellsworth, because she went in, she rallied people to serve the troops. They gave them blankets. They came in at a time where it really would have made more sense to quit. And it's such a testament to what, first of all, that this service is really part of our heritage in a big, huge way. I could say much more. I am a changed person as I've learned about these people's lives. But Martha in particular, so I left that Friday meeting with those individuals, and on Saturday, all of a sudden I thought, Martha Washington, she's your final tater. And George always needed his wife. And I called Jess, and I could feel everything just resting, at peace, because that is what we needed. We needed that final thing. And now I feel like I don't need to make any more potatoes. And I also know that this service challenge is changing hearts, it's lifting communities, and it is the best tribute you could give because, you know, it won the war. It held people together. So I just continue to function, just finding wonderful people and staff that works on all these things. And we're just really busy today. We said goodbye to the Liberty Bell because it's going back to the foundry. They came and picked it up off the steps of the Capitol. And when it returns at the end of May, we will take it on a tour of every county in the state, and they'll get to, see the Liberty Bell because not everybody can come to the Capitol. But what's cool is we'll allow children to do fundraising projects, donate a quarter for the Liberty Bell. And so these children in 2050 that donated to save the Liberty Bell, they're prepped for America 300. And that is my biggest legacy. But yeah, that just happened today. The song and everything, it's for you guys. It's to implement any way you can. The answer is yes if you come up with ideas of way you want to co-brand. It's just all the answer is yes. And we just work to get you the things you need. But truly, the service challenge, I feel at peace that we have what we need in Idaho to make this celebration the best. So thank you for the time.
Thank you, Treasurer Ellsworth, and for all of your artistic abilities. Like, she's hand sewn all of these. So she jokes about, her finance day job, but at night she's been sewing. So uh, one of the things that is so great about this is that Martha, and I hope I don't butcher this, Martha taught washing tater
She's
is the mascot of this because of all that she did. And everybody plays a part. You see it in the community. It's often unsung. That's what we would like you to do. So you'll see here, we've talked about what qualifies and then why we want you involved. So each of you has your own unique place in our community. You're already doing this. We want folks to record it, dedicate it, and know that this is their present to not only our community, but also to the country. And we also want you to share your stories. So you'll see here, we have a platform which you can find other service and also um, to be on to promote your organization. We've got a gal from Nampa. Jamie Wilson is going to now talk a little bit about Just Serve, and then we'll go into what the action steps are.
Thank you. Gosh, what an exciting year this is going to be for Idaho. And we are so excited to be part of it and to be an option to the organizations and to the community to use Just Serve. It is a free global volunteer platform that began in 2012. So it is available all over Idaho in every community. And the platform brings together the needs of the organizations, whether it's a volunteer or donations or both. And it brings it out into the community so that the individuals that want to help in some fashion can go and see what the needs are for these organizations. So it's a really great fit. Organizations are welcome to use Just Serve to post your needs so that the community can, like I said, find opportunities for this wonderful America 250 in Idaho Ambassadors Service Challenge. And it is totally optional, but the platform is run by volunteers who really truly care about all the communities. And so if you want to connect with a Just Serve specialist, you can do that on the About Us page that you would see on justserve.org, or you can click on this slide where it says Just Serve Specialist, and they will be able to support you in any way that you might need them. So whether you're using Just Serve or not, we would love to have the opportunity for youth and families to be encouraged to join in with this America 250 and Idaho Ambassadors Service Challenge. One thing with our youth, you may need to think outside of the box because by posting projects that can be done during the times when our youth can manage that, which would be mostly the evenings or weekends, so that they can serve either with the youth or their families can serve together, whether it's at school or businesses can come together and serve, different faith groups, and even be something that could be done at home. So we would encourage the organizations that want to let the communities know of their needs to just kind of think out of the box so that the youth can really be involved. And just as an example, we had an organization post and the Idaho Food Bank service opportunities on a Wednesday night, and they had to remove the post because there were so many volunteers that wanted to come and help. So there was no way they could accommodate all those volunteers. So you may know that, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday nights, there are lots of youth groups that do come together and are always looking for those service opportunities. So if there's a weeknight opportunity that your organization could do, wouldn't you love to have the problem of too many volunteers? Um, so with that, we would, and also, I think we all understand and realize that if we can get our youth out serving side by side with others, that it is just a huge boost in helping them with any mental health issues that they might have. So it is a beautiful blessing that we can pass on to our youth for generations. So we would just invite you all to consider posting a project for the youth, weeknights after school and or weekends, posting projects for groups, and even posting projects that can be done at home.
Thank you, Jamie. One of the ways to think about this platform is it's like the Amazon of service. Amazon, in this case, Just Serve is not doing this. What it's doing is it's providing folks the opportunity to find service that they can do within their community. And that it all depends on what's posted. All right. Now, we all know, speaking of youth, that if it doesn't happen on Soch, it doesn't happen. So here's how we want you to influence. We'd love for you to promote the volunteerism like Martha Washington. We want you to track what your organization is doing. Please post on Just Serve so we can get you some more volunteers. But most of all, we want you to share this organically because, as you know, if If it's not recorded, it didn't happen. So, with that, I'm going to have Fabiana talk to you about how you can do that and how we will amplify whatever you do. Now, hold for transfer. She's going to take this, she's going to take the laptop.
We had it going, but it was echoing. So I'm so excited that you guys are here. Lucy, do you want to get to the next slide?
You do.
There we go. Okay, so social media tips. We do have Instagram and Facebook. The Instagram page is coming. We've had a few technical difficulties, and so just bear with us on that. We should have that squared away by Monday. But the Facebook page is America250 and Idaho Ambassadors, and you just always want to look for that ambassadors. Those are our pages. So here's just a few social media tips. Um, First of all, please make sure that you are putting everything that you're doing, that you're tracking it on that idahokindness.com. When you go in and report on an active service that you have done, there is a place where you can upload a photograph. So if you would like to do that, that would be great. I would love that because it will make my job easier. The social media posts that have a photo attached just do so much better. But there is a place where there's a check mark where you have to sign, basically you're signing a consent that we can use that. So make sure that you check that. I've had to contact some people of acts of service that have been turned in that I thought, oh my gosh, I really need to share this. They did not check that, and I had to email them and ask for permission. So please make sure that you do that. So tips for collecting social media volunteer stories. You want to make sure that you have assigned this to someone. I have talked to so many people that say, oh, I'll be sure to take pictures. Well, you know what happens during that day. You are so swamped with everything that you're doing. You're not going to take pictures. So assign someone to do that. If you've got a teenager in your midst or a young adult that can do that, that is the best way to do it because they're used to this stuff. So just assign someone that can do that. Make sure that you shoot your content vertically if we're going to be using it for Instagram. Turn off your HDR and your live, and that's on Apple. It's called Motion Photo on Samsung. What happens is when you have that live turned on, it has this huge file, and it's not impossible, but it's more difficult to share. So just make sure you've got those things turned off. The most important thing that you can do is to wipe off your camera lens because a smudgy, oh, Lucy's doing it right now. If you have got smudges on your camera, you're going to have hazy pictures, and nobody wants to look at a hazy picture. So make sure every single time you go to do that, just go ahead. I mean, I literally just wipe it off on my shirt sometimes. You can get little alcohol wipes that wipe it off, but just make sure that gets done. And then when you're taking video, you want 10 to 15 seconds. No one is going to watch a 3-minute video. No one. I promise. You don't watch it. I don't watch it. No one's going to. So take 10 to 15 seconds. If you've got a youth in your organization that can do this or that shows up, or if you're really good at it, make us a cute little short reel that we can share. But don't make it 2 or 3 minutes. No one will watch it. I promise. I'm a professional photographer, and when I'm taking pictures, when I'm doing portraits or families or whatever, I'm always thinking tight, middle, wide, tight, middle, wide, tight, middle, wide. And what that does, if you can remember tight, middle, wide, what that does is it allows you to tell a story. So a tight might be hands sewing a quilt or hands sorting food. Middle would be smiling faces. And then wide is the entire food pantry or a group of people kind of setting the scene. So if you can remember tight, middle, wide, that will give you a variety of pictures and video that really tell a story. And then if you have a project that you think is going to make a good story, let us know because We do have partners that want to tell those stories in the media. So CBS2 is partnering with us on this entire initiative, and they want to do a story at least weekly on the service projects that are happening around the entire state. So you've got the social media channels and hashtags down there. Hashtags are not incredibly useful at this point. If you're going to use them, you want basically hashtags, the way that they're used now is to tell Instagram what your content is about. And so you can use that in America250 and Idaho Ambassadors and Idaho Service Challenge. That tells Instagram what that content is about. And then we want you to tag us, but more importantly, send us stuff. We are putting those up daily. Bryn has made some assets for you, and there's a link there that you can click on, and there's some different assets that you can use in your posts. And then if you have social media questions, that is my personal email and personal phone number. There are no stupid questions. Please, please, please call me, text me, whatever. If I can't get back to you right away, I'll at least text back or email back and say, hey, in the middle of a project, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I would rather answer a question than have you assume and then we get it wrong. So I am so excited about this. The stories that have been coming in are beautiful, and they don't have to be big. It doesn't have to be a big, huge thing. It can just be 30 minutes of you sharing your light with someone else. So here's Lucy.
Hello. All right. So I learned a lot. I never thought about wiping off my camera, and I never thought close, middle, wide,
Tight, middle, wide.
tight, middle, wide. I thank you for being our consultant on this. All right. We're going to wrap up pretty quickly. Here's what we'd like is for you to send us your logos and your social tags. We want to elevate you and all of the service that your organization is already doing in the community. Share this with your team, share this with your volunteers, send us any of the events around the state so that we can have ambassadors come. If you aren't on Just Serve, post a project. We'll try to get you some more volunteers. And you know what? There's a lot of merch. Julie didn't talk about it, but there is merch. So you can get ambassador items like Martha, the buttons. Like I'm having the spuds come to the library in a couple of weeks, and folks can get their selfies with the spuds. And then what we really need to do is to quantify, or report at idahokindness.com. That's what's going to fuel this so that people feel like they're part of something big. All right. Thank you so much. Here's your contacts if you want to, we'll send this out, but if you want to take a screenshot, this is your Rolodex of the America250 Ambassador Service Challenge. So Julie talked about Jess Whiting, who's been intricately involved. Bryn Booker is here, but she sounds like Joan Rivers. She's got a horrible cold. We're not letting her talk, but she is here. You heard from Fabiana. You've heard about ambassadors. The treasurer talked to us about. Here's all the social channels that are available. And I think I would leave you with this. I don't think most people have paid attention, unless they're political nerds or history nerds about the birthday that's coming up, but it's gaining traction. And the best thing we can do as a country, because I know we often feel like there's things out of our control, is to give a present to the people that are nearest to us. And that is the spirit of America. So with that, we've kept you for 30 minutes. Does anyone have any questions? Because we'd be happy to answer them. Or Bryn would, if she can speak. Any questions from our service folks?
I think I have a question, or just a clarification, I guess. So, I work with family advocates, and so what we would do is we can't report the hours that the volunteers that are coming in are doing, but we could maybe have like a QR code or something to the link for the website for them to report them. And like, is that correct? I just want to make sure I understand
You
that.
can do it both. You actually can report on their behalf. Fabiana's coming in.
I was just going to say, we have posters with QR codes that you can
Okay.
put up in your area, or where your volunteers are checking in, and you can remind them. But certainly you can post for them. So you could say, we had 20 kids show up, and you report it as the organization. And also,
Okay.
I forgot to say, if you have something big coming up, call me and I can get there. I can get there. I mean, I've already got something in Coeur d'Alene I'm going to. I'm going to Eastern Idaho to get something. Please give me an excuse to get out of the house.
Okay. And would we just contact somebody on this page for that poster? Because I'd love to get one of those for our
It should be in
office.
the assets. So
Okay.
go back
Okay.
to, I
Where do I
think
need to go?
it's on the social media one. One more. Right there.
There.
Okay, so see right there, assets.
Oh,
I'm going to click
okay.
on that.
Yeah.
And we'll send this out to you.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
That.
Yeah, business card, just flyers, social media, all kinds of stuff.
There's a yard.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
I've
That's
got
so helpful.
my
Thank you.
car.
Wow. That is a great question, Miranda. Any other questions?
I have an add-on if I could to what Miranda
Please.
said. We have a challenge having our volunteers add their hours for us, let alone trying to get them to go to this site. I mean, we're probably gonna have people that are fired up to do it, but I like the idea of us being able to do it. I'm wondering if there would be a value to have a field on that form saying this is the organization that they worked with.
Yes.
So like we would enter Boise Parks and Recreation as a field for that.
Jerry, you're absolutely right. We want to make this as easy as possible. And yes, we do have a group icon on there where you can write, Boise Parks and Rec or whichever organization. And please do. Please do. We'd love for you to document it. So yes, it's there. Other questions?
Sorry, I have one more.
You're good. Keep going.
A clarifying question to my other one. So if I am reporting for the volunteer groups that come in, like that volunteer at my organization, but then I'm also saying go and report, is that going to be a duplicate problem or does it matter? I just wanted to make sure so I can communicate that clearly.
They'll be able to see. So because it will be rolling and recorded, people can see it. But what I hope people do is that they record some things that they're not doing with you as well.
Got it.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
So
So just
we
more of
want to
an
get them in the
awareness
habit.
thing,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
get aware of this, go and do more and
Yeah.
report it type of
I mean,
thing. Okay.
we've got auditors. So if there's some sort of if it's double counted, we'll take it out. But
Got it.
ideally, what we want is for people to, have a big group to record, but then also the smaller ones too, because we want to feed up.
Perfect.
We want to make this grow. Any other questions? All right, let me ask you a question. Is there anything that we didn't say that? Oh, Teresa, she's got her hand raised. Okay. Well, I will wait for my question to you. Teresa, ask the question.
I may have missed this if it was asked before, but will you be sharing your PowerPoint
Yes,
for all of us that are attending? Okay.
absolutely. We're going to send this out to everybody that we sent this email to. You bet.
Terrific. And
That's-
congratulations on creating such a well-planned, thoughtful, engaging, inclusive opportunity for all of us to celebrate our 250th birthday. So thank you.
I think this is the best part of the whole thing is the presence. All right. I have a question for you before.
Oh, Lucy, can I ask one quick question? I'm so
Of
sorry.
course. No,
First, I
Go
just
for
echo,
it.
this is amazing. I am so excited about this. We just had a huge event this week, actually with hundreds of hours of volunteer hours. Can we go back and count that? Or, I mean, at
Oh
what
yeah,
point does
please
it start
do. Yes,
Okay.
yes. No, this is yes.
Okay. I just want to
Write
make
it
sure.
down. We want it.
All right, we'll do it.
It's January through July 4th. So yeah, you're in the window. Claim it. Are there any chats that we need to respond to? All right, why they look at this, here's my question for you. You all work in the community, you know what works and what doesn't. Is there anything that we've talked about here that you think is unrealistic or that we should change? Because we would like to get that feedback now so that we can make sure it works. Anything that like, that's a great idea, but they really don't know what they're doing. Like like you can name that to us. If there's something that we shouldn't be, like you've already said, like how people track their time, we would love to hear that now because we want to make this the best possible. Anything that we haven't thought of that we should have.
So am I understanding that this is from now through the 4th? Is it, or is it the calendar year?
I think the goal would be for July 4th. I mean, I guess if it's
Okay.
not,
I can add
it-
that.
the hope is to get the present before the birthday. You know, obviously I take late presents all the time, but the goal would be to get it before the birthday.
Lucy,
Okay.
Yes, Julie.
this is the first challenge. We will have another challenge that will lead up to 9/11, and then we will have an additional challenge that will be up through the end of the year. But the first challenge right now for everybody to focus on is let's get to July 4th. But yes, these acts of service will go on the entire 2026.
Great, thank you. All right. Anything else that we haven't thought about that we really should have? Help us make this better. We are here to listen. Okay. Hearing none, you've obviously, let me go back here. You've got everybody's Rolodex here. So if you don't want to say it out loud, you've got all the contact information. And Fabian